We've made a lot of changes to our app. We've added users, added Bootstrap, sign in, sign up pages. If I do git status, I'll see, look at all these new files, untracked files, and files to add. So let's save them to Git. Let's push them up to Heroku and see if it's working or see if we run into any problems. Remember, the commands are git add -a. That'll add all of the files to our git status. So if I do git status, I should see all of them now. There's a ton, all of the new devise views and the user model and so on and so forth. Now git commit m, and there's a few things, right? We mostly, let's just call this add users with devise. Okay, let's first push it up to GitHub with git push. And we're good there. And then finally, git push Heroku master. Remember, Heroku and GitHub are two separate places, so I can push my code to GitHub and Heroku totally separately. And this should work the same as it did before. It's basically going to recreate this application every time you push your code. So as long as all this stuff worked properly, we should be good to go. It's pre-compiling all my assets, which is taking all those images and style sheets and stuff and putting them into one file. And there it goes. So if I run Heroku open, or if I just go to this URL itself, you should see my application. Now, it looks like it's working, but as soon as I click sign in, I get this error. We're sorry, but something went wrong. So what's going on? Let's try Heroku logs tail, which is a great command for debugging errors. Basically, this is going to show us the errors in our application. This is the log file, essentially. Now, this is typically hard to read because there's a lot of stuff going on here. But if you scroll up, you often can find the error. It kind of stands out to you. Or if you have this open, you can just refresh the page that caused the error. And then we see there's something up there, something pink, I think, that we're looking for that stands out. And it might make it easier if we make this bigger. Here we go. OK, so this definitely stands out. And it looks like the error we're getting here, it's a little hard to read, but it's active record statement invalid, PG undefined table, error, relation users does not exist. The problem is we forgot to run our migration on Heroku. Remember, when we set up devise on our own computer and we created users, it came with a migration. And we ran the migration here. And this created the users table. But it only did it locally. And when we pushed this app up to Heroku, Heroku didn't run those migrations by default. So every time you make a change to your database and you do that locally, you also have to do it on Heroku. So I'll show you how to do that right now. If you do Control-C to exit out of the Heroku logs tail, you can run the migrations on Heroku with the command Heroku run Rails DB migrate. I believe you can do Heroku run in front of any of the other commands that we did before, like all the Rails, etc., and it'll just run those on Heroku. So it's running Rails DB migrate on OM Rails, and there we go. It basically did everything that we had before that it was showing us on our computer, but it's showing us all this colorful stuff. It doesn't look like anything went wrong. So we refresh the page, and there we go. Now I can click the login, the sign up. Obviously, this is a different database than we had on our own computer. So I'll have to first create a totally new account here. So I'll try that again. User@example.com and a password like password. And I've signed up for an account in here, and it works live on Heroku. I can log out. Ooh, but something is going wrong here. this sign out page doesn't exist. So it looks like there's a little bug we're going to have to figure out in a second. Let's do that in the next video.